what's happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen to hey? Why you making that face? You be tripping, so you think about something different. Why you making just relax with it, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the love.
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Ooh. I was listening to the music. I said it did something different down there at the end that time.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to the music. I said it did something different down there. Yes, I hear an echo.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Rebecca. Why do I hear an echo? Yes, I hear an echo.
I do too. I put my headphones in. Is that going to work? Make it better?
I don't know.
I do too. I put my headphones in. Is that going to work?
Let's try the headphones. Let's try it without the headphones.
Without?
Hi, Jared. How you doing? Do you hear the echo? Let's try it without. Let's see. Do we still hear the echo? Hi, Jared. How you doing? You know what? Do you hear the echo? Mercury is in retrograde.
What if we both do headphones? I think they said it would help the echo. Do you have headphones?
Well, let's see. This is
what if we
exciting.
Both do headphones? I think they I'm going to put mine back in. I don't know.
We should not have an echo. Jared, I am fantastic.
I'm going to put mine back in. I don't know.
We did not have an echo a second ago.
We didn't. It's crazy.
Now, let's see. You hear the echo too.
You didn't.
Let's see. Let's see if the echo goes away.
I think it did.
It did it.
Technology, Mercury, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. And you can hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
What? Okay.
That was kind of cool. It was like at 50 echoes in a row, yeah.
I feel like, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me though?
Yes.
Okay. I'll keep mine in just to be safe.
Okay, it's good. I don't know what was going on, but we are good. Okay, heaven high, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am so excited about my guest. When I first met her, I was listening. I was like, oh, I like her. Just sunshine and light. And then I added her on Instagram. How do you say your last name, Rebecca?
Kastl, like the building. It's just spelled differently.
Kastl. Yeah. And when I added her, I just devoured her Instagram page. And I saw that we have things in common. Talking to our angels. But I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear how it started. Do you mind sharing?
Yes, I will definitely love to share with your audience. Hi, everyone. Tangie's amazing. And we are leading a retreat. We're leading a retreat in Tulum, which is how we met, which is in March 2026. And it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
You're ready. It's like it's such a cool way to meet someone.
I'm ready. Yes, it's going to be fantastic. Go ahead.
Nice.
Here we go.
Okay, so I'll tell you as much of my story as you want. You can stop me at any time or interrupt or ask questions. So I basically had a spiritual awakening that was a lot like a near-death experience. But it was like over 2 years of my life while I was still alive. And all the different things that happened in a near-death experience basically happened to me. It all started because at 13, I had a trauma that was really terrible, and I had done a fair amount of therapy, and eventually my therapist told me that I was okay. Nothing against therapy. I have friends that are therapists. I still like therapists, but when they told me that, they were like, you're fine, you're actually okay. And I just thought, I don't feel okay. And I remember telling myself at 23, I really want to feel my heart. I want to heal all the way. And I was like, just kind of set this intention in my life to heal all the way. And so I just started learning about healing. I'd been very skeptical prior to this, but I studied energy healing. I studied yoga. I'd also already been Jewish and Christian in my family, so I had like an interfaith background. But during this time of healing myself and getting to know my heart, I also started writing my journal, Dear God. And I would just write, Dear God, and write about things I was thinking about. And one night when I was 26 and I was in graduate school in New York, I started to write, Dear God. And then I felt like I was really just overcome with this feeling of love and wanting to give my life to God. And I didn't really plan to do this. I questioned myself a lot, everything that started after this night. But I wrote this whole entry where I wrote, Dear God, I have decided to give my life to you and whatever that entails. I want to be guided by you, by the light. This is my pledge. I will work hard to follow this path and bring it to fruition. Please help me do this. Please help me bring light to other people. Thank you. Amen. And I was just crying a whole bunch in that moment, and I really meant it. And then I just finished my journal entry, and I went to bed. And that night when I went to bed, I saw a light come over my bed, and I did question myself a lot if this really happened. It did. It was like a beautiful light that came from one end of the room to right over me, and it saw right into my heart. And I was really scared because I could feel it seeing past my surface self, and I was really scared to be seen so fully. And I was like, go away, I'm scared, go away. And as I said that, I started to feel tingling come through my head. I was saying it in my mind. I just looked at it in my mind. I was like, go away, I'm scared. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? I started to feel all this tingling going through my head, and I thought it was a headache, but it felt like love and peace. And I was really confused. I had a boyfriend and he was asleep in the bed next to me. And I remember looking at him and being like, is he having this weird headache? Like, what's this headache about? And it just kept getting stronger, this feeling of love and peace going through my head. And then I relaxed into the feeling, and I felt a voice come into my head that said, you don't have to be afraid, but if you are, you can wear a hat. And it put a graduation hat into my mind's eye. And I now know, looking back, I think it was a metaphor because I was in graduate school the whole time I was going through that night started 2 years of spiritual experiences. Okay. So I think it was saying, you can wear this hat and still be a graduate student if you're afraid while you're going to go through all this other stuff. But at the time, I didn't know that. I didn't even know I was having a spiritual experience. I just said right back to the voice, that's in my head, that's not a cute hat. Here's 2 other or 3 other hats you could have chosen because that's not very cute. I was 26 in New York. I didn't really know what was happening. And I was like, I don't like that hat. That I just went to bed after that. And I woke up the next morning, that was kind of weird. I don't know what that was about. And as I'm going to class, I see light pouring out of everyone I passed. So this beautiful, beautiful ethereal light, I was in love with everyone I saw. I just remember walking down the street being like, oh my gosh, I didn't know people were this beautiful. How could I never notice that people are just so, so beautiful and so full of light? And I was just in awe of everyone. And
that happened the next morning.
The next morning, and that was really strong for the next few days. And I still have that impression now, but it was I literally was seeing ethereal light. It wasn't I was seeing auras and aura colors. It was just the God light or the light within. It was and it did make it hard to date. Suddenly I was like, what? Everyone is so beautiful.
Right. That's what I was wondering. I was like, did your boyfriend who was beside you, did you see his ethereal light?
Well, I kind of I think I just left. I don't know where he was, but I do remember calling him at the apartment that week, when I was at school, and I was like, hey, can you see this thing in the apartment? I was checking myself. I thought I was losing my mind. And I was asking about all this stuff. I was like, can you see this thing on the window? He could see all this stuff. I was just having this spiritual awakening in real time. But and so
why do you think you were skeptical?
Well, my dad is an MD PhD. So he's a doctor with a PhD in biochemistry and very smart, also very kind, just we were raised to be scientific and not to believe things that don't make sense. He loved to talk about people who were crazy in the news for staring into the sun. And now I know all these people that stare at the sun. Sorry, Dad.
Walk around barefoot, hug trees.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I was oh gosh, it's happened. I've lost it. Yeah. But at the same time, my mom had remarried. Around when I was 23 or 24, she remarried an indigenous man who came from a medicine tradition. So he was a real counterpart. I love both my dads, but he like started having dreams about me the whole time I was having this spiritual experience that really verified. But I was so skeptical. I still took forever to accept that this was real. But yeah, he had dreams about me becoming an angel on the earth and all this other stuff. So he was like really tuned into it. Yeah.
Wow. So tell me, get me back in the story. So you're walking down the street and you're
Oh,
seeing.
I'm walking down the street, seeing light in everyone. But I just go to school. Like I was wearing the hat of a grad student, and I knew from what I'd gone through as a child, like I knew how to, probably a lot of y'all listening, you know how to have your outer life and then you have your inner life. And so I kept my outer life going. I was actually a great student, but I was having all these spiritual experiences. That week I started having psychic dreams, and I never thought psychic dreams were a thing. My mom was a psychologist, and so, you know, before my stepdad, it was just you analyze your dreams like they're all about you and your psyche. And then I was starting to have dreams that were coming true. Like I would go do something and I'd be like, oh wait, I dreamt this the other night, you know, and as it's happening. That never happened before.
Wow.
I still have them now.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, are you having any dreams about what's going on in the world right now?
I had a dream like a week ago. The stock market drops, and all week I was like, maybe that was just about me and my money, like fears about money. But then the stock market did drop on Friday. But and I was like, oh, maybe that was. I did have a dream about a bunch of about some disasters. I can tell you that dream. But honestly, most of the time, my whole spiel that I kind of joke about is that I have boring dreams about my friends. Don't ask me about the future. But I did have one recently. I can tell you. It was what?
About a friend?
Well, no, I've had most of my psychic dreams are about people I know. They come to me in my dreams and they tell me things that are going on, and then they actually happen to be real in their lives. I've had dreams about a car accident before it happened, and dream about carbon monoxide poisoning that I got and survived before it happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you think having the dreams, do you share the dreams with your friends? Or do you
I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. Mm-hmm. Like I remember having this dream, and this wasn't even a friend, but like right after my experience ended, I think I was still so tuned in. It just, honestly, my dreams are much louder if I'm much more peaceful, but I'm a working mom, so I don't always have that moment of quiet. But after my spiritual experience ended, I moved back home to Louisiana, and I had a dream about this guy that I barely knew in the town where I was living. And in the dream, he was sitting in a chair facing away from me, and he was like really scared to look at me. And he kept like looking back, and he was like in distress and crying. And I remember telling him, I said, I had a dream about you. And he was like, I hope it was good. And I was like, well, I don't know. But then it turned out he was like stealing all this money from the town, and he got arrested.
Oh.
You know, and I like saw what his soul was doing, and it was wild. But honestly, the truth is there's no judgment. It was his own judgment against himself, and I think he knew, his soul knew. And I don't know why I saw that.
Yes, interesting. Why do you think you get the dreams? Do you think it's like the dreams about you? I can understand, because there's certain things, if my angels let me know that this is getting ready to happen and it's something that I'm not excited about. As I go through it, I'm standing stronger, like knowing I'm going to make it through this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to make it through this, but this is going to be okay. But if I have a dream about somebody else, how do you help others? Or what do you do with that?
I don't know. It's a good point. I mean, so I did, like, most of them really are like someone just comes and they are just kind of we just talk about what's going on in their lives. And I just think, honestly, we're meeting in the astral plane. Like, I think we all meet in the astral plane in our dreams. And like, whenever my spiritual experience started, I was just it was like tuned into it. I don't know. Like, one of them I had over a year ago, I had this dream. My really good guy friend met his wife, and it was so vivid and it was so real. And I was like, I texted him that morning. I was like, I have to tell him he's about to meet his wife like today. And he hasn't met her yet, but it was like the most real dream that I know he's going to meet her. And anyway, now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have told him, but maybe I think I was meant to have it. Like, I think if I had a dream like that, I was meant to tell him, because maybe he's worried that he's never going to meet her, but he was very clear that she's on her way. And they met in my dream. Anyway, it's kind of a sweet thing to have dreams like that.
That's why I was wondering, do you tell people? Because I think a lot of it could be soothing. But I guess if it's something that's scary, then yeah. But one thing that I noticed that I loved about the messages that you
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
is it's all love. Like
Yeah.
one of your videos, I was like, yes, because it's me. You
Yeah.
were saying oftentimes I see the world and it's dark because the United States, because people are afraid and angry and frustrated and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And so I imagine that if I keep my joy and I spread joy, then it'll be like a whoop, like a little light. That
Yeah.
comes out of
It
that
is like
sky.
that. Energetically, it really is. Tangie, you're right.
So in my mind, I'm like, those of us who believe, we really need to let our joy lead us to have faith. And I was watching one of your videos, and you said, your fear doesn't help us. That's what they were saying. Now, let me ask you this. When you hear from them, when you look inside, is it because you're cutting off the focus with the people in front of you, or
That's
you
a great question.
need, or
Yeah. So yeah, I do. It is interesting. It's especially when I do sessions and I tune in and I'm going like up and sensing what the angels and God's creator says, and then I'm like going back here and saying like it's just back and forth. But it is like because my spiritual experience, part of what happened during those 2 years is I felt all these angels around me. I felt all this light around me. It was like just so held for these 2 years. And then my experience ended and they like stepped back and I could barely feel them anymore. And I spent
oh,
it was so hard. I cried so
oh,
much. I'd be like, God, why? I didn't know why I was still here on the planet. I didn't know if it was real. But
oh,
then I started over many years, like reconnecting and like kind of practicing what it feels like to reconnect and what that vibration, that love vibration feels like, like, that angel vibration. So
yes.
then I just tune in and I just hear, yeah, I just hear messages and I have to be very clear. I think of it like a windshield in a car. Like if I've got my own thoughts and my own worries, it's like I can't see as clearly. But when I clear my own bias, my own mind, like, because I always want to ask questions and I worry about the world. I'm really thankful you post about it on your Instagram because there's so much stuff going on. And I want to ask 1,000 questions about it. But a lot of times it is like, just shine your light. Like we can't always control everything, but what you can do is your own part in creating a sea change. But
Yeah.
it is it's so hard right now. So
Question for you.
hmm
I had my aunt and my uncle. I come visit as angels.
oh wow.
It was a whole message to let me know I was going to have a baby girl who was stillborn. That's not what they said. They didn't
Oh
say that. It was a lot more to the vision.
wow.
And and my aunt also let me know. Well, let me tell you what she said. She said, let me slow down. They didn't say anything out their
Right.
mouth. I
Right.
heard you, right?
Exactly. You know what that, yeah.
Yes. And so what I heard, and it was three parts. In the first part, I heard, because I grew up Pentecostal. So
Mm.
that's no makeup, that's no
Oh,
earrings, no colorful, that's no bunch of stuff.
that's not your personality at all.
Not at
I'm
all.
glad you
Not
found
at
yourself.
all. And in the beginning, I was playing cards with my daddy's people who are from New Orleans. And, they love the Lord too, but they have a good time.
Yeah.
Different from my North Carolina people. The
Okay. Yeah.
second time I was presented this branch with no leaves on this platter that wasn't silver, it wasn't gold. It was a color that I had never seen before. And it
Wow.
was just like, beautiful. It was otherworldly, but I could tell even though it was barren, it was presented like a gift. So I felt like I'm gonna get a
Wow.
problem that's a gift. And then the third
Ah,
part, my whole life, I've never seen my aunt wear less than bra, panties, stockings, girdle, slip.
wow.
And she had on this long white dress that was so beautiful, and the embroidery was beautiful, and they were
Mm.
highlight. I'm not. It was just amazing. But she kicked up her leg, and when she kicked up her leg, I saw that she had on pants. And what I heard was, "God ain't tripping," which to me was, Tangie, let them know that God is love and he just wants us to love him. Like all these separations that
I
we
know.
have, right?
Yeah.
But the feeling that I got from them was so beautiful.
Mm.
But I was paralyzed, like I couldn't move
Oh,
because
that's a gift.
yes.
That's a
And so
gift.
I want to know, how were you able to function? I couldn't imagine having all of these angels around me.
It
Like,
was
do you
crazy.
see them? Do you hear them? How do you know that they're there? I could see my aunt and uncle. I could see through them. I saw the glow, but I saw them.
That's so beautiful. That's an amazing gift that you had them visit you in a dream.
It was
I
amazing.
love that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And my mother
Honest.
has come,
Yeah.
different. They come to me in my dreams, but just sitting here, and I'm not really sleeping. I'm not awake. I'm just like,
In between.
so how does that, all of that love? Because just imagining, y'all can come and visit me like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's so cute. That is kind of what happened during the 2 years. It was all around me, and I just kept my stuff together. I kept studying, and I had all these spiritual experiences, and that was the hard part. I just had to balance it and then I thought in the end I would go live in heaven. I was learning all this cool stuff. I just had to keep it together till I moved on to heaven. That didn't happen, obviously. It ended, and then I was still here. But I don't actually, I feel guidance a lot, but most of the time I turn it off. And that's something my stepdad kind of taught me, and a shaman that I worked with in grad school I found on Google. That's a whole nother story. But it's like you have a practice. Like I have a daily practice. I open the door and tune in, and then I close it. I work at a school, or I do sessions 2 days a week, and I work at a school part-time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you it so when you tune in, you just quiet your mind, like kind of
Yeah.
out the way?
I do. Basically, I put myself back in the space of my spiritual experience. I breathe light through my body. And it actually, I've just developed this over time, but I just take, light from heaven. It comes through my whole body. It's where the angels live, and it goes down to the earth, and I relax, relax, relax. And then I feel them like right next to me, and I feel words come into my mind a lot. Or I'll see images. And I do these written messages and I do these video messages, and it's hard to explain because a lot of the time they're showing me images that I'm trying to describe in words. And they don't actually use words. Like, you've had angel experiences, they're a frequency. It's just love. Like, you've had these experiences, it's just love. And we're just trying to communicate it in a human way.
Right, because I haven't heard any of mine either, but I know what they're
You
saying.
feel it, and you have to keep your heart open. So I'm constantly relaxing and keeping my heart open, relaxing, keeping my heart open, feeling the light. And it's just like this muscle. And I definitely people want to know how I know. A lot of how I know what I tune into is my spiritual experience. Like, I felt angels after I devoted my life to God by accident in my journal. And so I feel them, and it's just like the vibration of love. But that's how I know. Anyway, there's a lot of faith involved, and a lot of trust and relaxation and love. But
Well, I don't question it at all, because
you felt it.
'cause
Frequency is like the real thing. Vibration, it doesn't lie. Yeah.
Yes. And before my children were born, they came to me.
Oh, you are so tuned in. That's beautiful.
As a matter of fact, my son, oh gosh, my son, I had a dream. And in the dream, I had gone to visit my aunt at the hospital, and I was stealing a baby boy. He had on a shirt with no bottoms, and he still had the tags around his toes. So even though he was mine, I knew I hadn't paid for him yet. And the people who guard the babies saw us walking out, but we looked like we belonged together and loved each other so much that when I walked past them, they didn't stop me. And I got to the door, and it was a bright, bright day. And so I couldn't find the car. So I turned back around to bring my son back in, and this little boy said, "Yo, man, what you doing back?" And my son said, "She'll be back to get me later. She couldn't find the car."
Oh my gosh, goosebumps.
I'm gonna have a baby boy. And now I understand. My daughter came to me, but now I understand why. Because for me, as a child, I thought I was an angel.
I
I
think you
thought I
might
was
be an
an
angel.
angel.
I think you're
Heal
an
us
angel.
and heal the world.
I agree. I think you are that.
You're so
You're
sweet.
so
Thank you.
beautiful.
So whenever I had my baby girl who was stillborn, I couldn't believe that God would do me like this.
Yeah.
That my angels, why did you take my baby? It's me, it's Tangie. Why?
Mm,
We doing this thing together.
yeah.
And people told me not to ask and all this stuff, but I kept asking. I kept asking. And long story, we'll have to talk about this off the air, but basically, she chose me. She chose me because her father didn't want babies. And okay, I'll tell you this part. Before I got pregnant, I used to walk to the house and I would talk to my unborn children. And I'd say,
Mhm.
go to your father, let him know it's going to be okay. I can tell he's afraid. He woke up and he saw our daughter. He
Oh.
named her and everything. And I was like, go, girl. But I didn't
Oh,
tell him.
wow.
And then a week
Wow.
later, I had the dream of my son. So,
Wow.
so when I got pregnant, I knew, my girl was coming first because she came to him in a dream, but I never saw her. I would catch glimpses of her.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So after I got mad, and I'm like, God, why you do me like this? Blah, 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 blah. It gave me a chance to apply all of the things that I had been saying over the years.
So hard.
It
Yeah.
was very hard. It was very hard, but applying it and letting my faith lead me when I'm like, and I wanted to run. There was no place to run. I couldn't call on my angels, and they were always there for me.
Yeah.
And so finally, this voice I heard, she did what you asked her to do. She made her father want children. And when that happened, I saw the darkness come out of me. And it
Oh, I have
started at my
goosebumps.
feet and went up, up, up. And then I could breathe again.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
And then I heard she was a highly elevated soul. She didn't have to come back anymore, but she came so that she could experience love in the womb. And for that reason, she chose me. And
Oh,
then I started realizing that women who have stillbirths are chosen.
wow.
It's not
Wow.
like God is whether the baby is with us for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months in the womb, or 100 years out. That's a lifetime for that soul.
That's beautiful, Tangie.
And that's
That's
what I learned.
incredible.
The
Wow.
mixed up version. Mm.
Wow. That's a lot. Thank you for sharing. That is a beautiful story, but also so much, I'm so sure so much pain at the time. But I'm glad you found healing and the
Yes,
faith.
yes, yes.
'Cause that's
So
hard.
tell me
Yeah.
why you thank you. Let me pause and accept that.
Love you.
Tell me why you feel like your spiritual experience was like a near-death experience.
Because yeah, that's a good question. Great questions. We said we wanted to just be led by spirit, and it's perfect. So, just there's a few different things I haven't even gotten to, but there's like a table that they developed through IANS, International Association for Near-Death Studies. That's like there's these 10 things that happen in a near-death experience, and a lot of those happened to me, but just while I was alive. And I had a horrible trauma when I was 13. I won't go into, but I was basically spiritually dead. I was kind of on the other side partially from my trauma. But, I had like the angels, the holy beings, seeing white light. I saw an alternate timeline of my life during these 2 years, like where I like lived out and like if I was going to make a choice, I like lived out my whole life in 1 second if I made that choice.
Wow.
I didn't even know what a timeline was when that happened. And I was like, what was that? Okay, I guess I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
Now, wait, the timeline, when that happened, were you awake? Were you asleep?
I was awake. I was awake for a lot of this. Sometimes I was sleeping. I was awake. I was at a coffee shop, and I didn't know at the time that I was eventually supposed to do what I'm doing now, is like write and share about this experience. I didn't know that. I opened my computer to write about something different. And as soon as I did that, I saw and lived my entire life. It was like I was watching a movie and I was in the movie, and it was just, I lived it in 1 second. And I just remember thinking, like, basically, if I published this other book, it would get published to bad reviews. I would feel really dejected and depressed. I would live the rest of my life really sad and lonely. And I would basically never recover from like this. And I was like, whoa. It's like I saw the whole thing and I lived that life as me. in 1 second. So anyway, I closed my computer and I was like, I'm not going to do that. And I don't know what to do now. It took me a long time to realize I was supposed to be doing what we're doing right now. So it was
Wow.
crazy.
That's kind of a gift though, because I listen to my angels and I'm doing this and then I do this and I'm like, what y'all want me to do?
I know, it's so hard because it's not always that loud. And that's what I saw during my experience. Like I would feel angels guide me so strongly, and then my experience ended, and I can tell you I had this big dream that ended it. But now it's like I just have like little intuition, or I get tuned in and I feel as strong as I can. But for ourselves, it's a little harder for me to hear for myself than it is for other people. I don't know if you found that too, but it's like what is now intuition to me, like during my heightened spiritual awareness, was I was feeling like actual angels. I was seeing actual timelines. And I think most of the time it's just not that turned on. But what is an intuition is like maybe your soul is sensing that other timeline, or like the correct timeline, or the angel is actually talking to you, but it just feels like intuition in your regular life. That's what I've decided like recently. I was like, you know what? I bet that's like what I saw during that is like what is now intuition to me.
I like that. Interesting. I've never seen the timelines. And you know when I'm places, I go places and I will feel like I'm supposed to say something to someone.
That's so beautiful. That's earth angel stuff.
No, wait a minute. I get the chills, I get the feeling, and it's like, and I'm like, the message doesn't come through.
Oh.
I just get, and sometimes I just tell them I got a really good feeling right here with you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Feels all over my body, and maybe I'll hug them or something. But I don't get the message.
Oh, that's hard. I wonder, I mean, I can help. One day we can hang out maybe in Tulum, and I can tell you like my method for tuning in. It's pretty like simple, and you just relax your mind. You get that into the light space. You're already there. I mean, we'd have to explore maybe what works best for you, but there's definitely a message. You can just say, maybe you can say angels or God, what would you have me tell this person, or what do you need me to tell them? Can you make it clear? Because I've heard people say, you just ask to please be clear and tell me in words what you want me to tell them. But maybe all they really need is a hug and someone to look at them and see them. Because that's honestly one of the most important things you can do for someone.
Well, I got that down pat.
That's like so much. It's more important than words, honestly, I think.
So tell me, you said that you started writing Dear God, Dear God, Dear God. And you were doing this for you. It was your way of communicating with the angels.
Yeah, communicating with God. I wasn't even like thinking about, I was just like writing Dear God and just writing what I was thinking about. I mean, like a year before that entry, I'd asked like, what's the purpose of life? Like just these little questions when I was 25. And then I had this time where I like actively opened my heart up to God, like in a really big way, or the light, whatever you want to call it, creator. But yeah, that was, and I remember calling my friend in New Orleans, and I was like, that first week, I'd started seeing all this stuff. Like I'd seen the light. I'd seen light coming out of people. I started having psychic dreams, and I called my friend, who's a very spiritual woman. And I was like, something really weird is going on. Like I'm seeing things. I don't know what's going on. And she was like, are you sick? Like what is it? And we start going through what had been happening that week. And like 5 minutes into talking, I was like, oh, well, I did devote my life to God when I was writing in my journal. And she just like cracked up laughing. She was like, oh, well, you took a written vow to God and you don't know why you saw a light. Like she just started laughing so much. And I was like, I hadn't really connected it, because it just seemed like this thing that I just kind of like wasn't really conscious. I'm sure my soul had a plan, but my personality was like not as tuned in.
Everything's so beautiful. Everybody's like, yeah. But the light, was it coming out the crown, or was it just?
It was like around their whole heads, and like I just remember seeing it around like their upper bodies, I guess. And it was like white, ethereal, heaven, golden.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Was it around people who were behaving all sorts of different ways?
Oh my gosh, my coworker asked me that today, because I sent him my podcast interview, like a recent one, and he was like, okay, so what about the jerks and the assholes? Did you see it coming out of that?
Right. That's what I was asking. talking. Exactly. Yes.
Well, this is the problem with those 2 years, and I think this is honestly how God and the angels see us, is that for these 2 years, I couldn't tell if someone was a jerk because I only saw their light. I just saw their light. It was so beautiful, and especially that first week. But I remember like when my experience ended, I was like, wait, were these people I was talking to even nice? Like I'm looking around, like they seemed so beautiful in the 2 years of light that I had. This
And you
apartment,
know what?
what?
Let me tell you what you just said. Remember that moment because
Okay.
you make me think about, you know how you meet a man
Yeah.
and you like that man and he's just wonderful and all you see is just, ugh. And then when it's over, it's like,
Yes, I know that too well, sadly.
sometimes if the angels are putting or making him so that I'll be interested, and then when the time is up, they take whatever
It's
away.
like the love is out of it or something. It's wild. I mean, it is like love goggles. And I think I had God's love goggles for a few years.
God, that's the book right there, Rebecca.
God's love.
God's love goggles. God,
It was like, wow. And I think when you see people with love, they are more loving. And I've done that in my healing
yep,
work with people since. Like I see you, and you do too. You see past the pain, you
yep.
see into the love, and it frees their heart to be the love that they really are. But we can't try to save men in our relationships over and over again. I have mostly stopped doing that.
No more saving. Yeah, no more saving. Let me ask you this. This is a thought. Okay.
Yeah.
If y'all have questions, we have a comment. Let's see. Oh, he's laughing. Jared's laughing. He's laughing. This is, so I had the Hollywood sage. She's very spiritual. And one thing she told me, she said, Tangie, in many lifetimes, you came to help and you sacrificed yourself. Ooh, devastation and sacrifice, devastation and sacrifice. She said it was bad. Only to get sick, die, reemerge in the non-physical and say, dag nabbit, I did it again. Each lifetime I say I'm not going to do it, and I did it again.
Oh,
And
wow.
she said, you only see the good, and that's nice, but you need to see the bad so that you can stay away from it. Otherwise, you're going to keep repeating the cycle.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because I do believe I focus on the good.
I think it's great to focus on the good, but also to surround yourself in your personal life with people who support you and see the good in you too. Because I think like in your healing work or in my work with kids and my healing work, I'm there to see the good in everyone. But I think you also have to let yourself be seen in the good as well. I don't know. I had an interesting experience during my spiritual experience. I had, I was doing internships for speech pathology, and I was at a hospital, and I had a supervisor who would yell at me all the time. And I would cry. This was like towards the end of my spiritual experience, but in the dream state, I was standing behind her desk healing her. And I remember having these dreams where I was like sending light into her head and like being with her in the dream realm. But in the real world, she's just yelling at me. And it's interesting that I think sometimes when people are attacking, they say all attack is a cry for help. That doesn't mean you have to stay around it forever. Obviously, I stopped that internship eventually. Anyway, but it was just I think about that. I'm like, gosh, what was going on that I was healing her, but in the real world, she was just yelling at me.
That's what I do when people yell, and I might just raise my hand and send them energy like that. I remember I met this gospel singer that I just loved. And his music saved me in a lot of different ways when I couldn't think for myself. And when I met him, he was just acting in ways that, and I prayed for him. Because I was like, God, if I don't like him, then that's taking the music away.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But I didn't see it. And then I prayed too hard, and I liked him a lot and all that. And then that's a whole nother story.
And you dated him?
Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. So,
that's so funny. No, that's interesting. Yeah, it's just there's so much going on, but really, like you say, it all comes back to love. Now, I don't have any answers about relationships. I do get dreams when I need to end a relationship. So like the last relationship I was in, I was feeling like it was time to leave, but I prayed for guidance. My stepdad taught me how to pray for guidance in dreams, and I'll get often guidance about my spiritual journey or my relationships. And that night I had a dream that he was like this big shadowy person, just made of shadows, just yelling at me. And I like woke up like, oh my gosh, okay, if that's the guidance, like I think, and he was very kind of grumpy, but it wasn't always, but I think that was like spiritually, it was time for me to move on because it wasn't going to get any better.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was interesting because I don't have any other answers about relationships other than that. I think they're here to help us grow. And ideally, we can have beautiful ones.
What do you
don't know.
think about marriage and staying with the same one for 75 years?
Well, that was the dream about my daughter's dad who were separated. I deeply care about him, but spiritually, I do think if you have like a real positive, loving marriage, it's beautiful and you should definitely stay married if you're happy. But I was getting not just spiritual guidance, like my therapist too, in the real world. I don't hate therapists. I'll go back and talk to therapists anytime.
Yeah.
But it was just, what do you think? I mean, I think it's great if it works and people are happy.
That's what I think. I think if you're happy, I don't think we should force ourselves to be someplace that's killing us, because I believe we're here for our soul's growth. And sometimes our soul or their soul is supposed to do something else.
Yeah.
And I think some people hinder their lives by trying to do the right thing, as opposed to, I'm big on listening to that still small voice inside of me.
Yeah.
I'm big on listening to God. Because if I listen and I make a mess, then I'm like, okay, God, what now? But if I don't listen and I make a mess, then I feel like it's on me.
I know, it's the word. I've done that. I've not listened and made a mess. It's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're so right. What was I going to say about that? I think we're meant to be our full authentic selves. And the truth is, that's what I was going to say. When I started sharing my spiritual experience, I came so much into my light, which I only started talking about this in 2023, and it ended in 2008. And I spent a ton of time thinking about it, denying it, like trying to escape the earth and figure out how to get, all these. And then over time, I was like, I think I'm supposed to talk about this. And I think it's real and I'm supposed to share about it. And
oh my goodness, wait a minute. So it ended in 2008. And so you were just holding on to this for all those years.
Yes. Well,
the only 15?
Yeah, it was a long time. And I would be like, I think I'm supposed to talk about something, but I'd be like, I don't exactly know what it was. And then I realized I'm supposed to talk about this super personal story that started me writing in my journal, like so personal. But yeah, it was a lot.
But let me ask you this. How long were you with your daughter's father?
We met in 2015, and we're still very good friends. We get along great. We're co-parenting. We live very close to each other, and our daughter goes, like, literally we're right across the walkway from each other. But
because I was wondering if, sometimes from 2008, I was thinking maybe you met him, but you had time.
I had time.
Just,
thinking, living, and then denying and hanging out with my friends, and then like getting married. I think we were meant to marry because we were supposed to have our daughter. She's a perfect gift. She's beautiful. She's upstairs right now playing. She's 9, so she's fine. I'm not neglecting her. But I told her I was down here. Anyway, so and then once it was like my next soul's journey from marriage and having this child was to do this. Like, but I was actually, before I was starting to share, I was so scared and not sure if I could. I was starting to get like these random illnesses. Like I got Guillain-Barré, where I was going numb in my whole body. I was like getting depressed because I was just scared and I was shut off from my light. And when I said, okay, I'm ready to do this, like I was healthier right away.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry. Now I'm coughing, but that's just from talking. Yeah. And then it's like my marriage couldn't kind of last through this phase. We're great friends, but it's just, I'm like moving to like this whole different world now. And
yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see the man that God has for me, because he's going to have to handle all of my, and my, Yeah. It's a lot. Jared said I was definitely meant to get married because I now have a son, but thank God for divorce.
Oh, I love that, Jared. Thank God for
Yes,
divorce.
release her to her greater good so she can prosper someplace else.
And you to your greater good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and something else that you said that that makes me give thanks for strokes, because one thing that I've noticed about my friends with strokes, in order to keep from reactivating it, they have to think on positive things.
Yeah.
We have to stay relaxed, at peace, clear. And I believe if we all could clear our minds, we might allow some stuff to come in. But if we stay on social media, the TV, the radio, whatever it is that we're filling it up with, sex, alcohol, drugs,
Oh, yeah.
then we can't hear. I want to know, when did this book happen?
Oh, yay. Hi, yours. Look at this. It's my new book. It came out a month ago, just about a month ago this week. And I wrote it, over a year with my angel messages that you've seen on Instagram. I post them every day, Monday through Friday. And so then I just compiled them into a book. I had some help from my dear friend, Katie, and then, and I just kind of put it together and published it. It's on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Yeah. And it's just like every day there's a message. So
365 days.
Yeah. And then there's also like a monthly longer message. And then every month there's like a little place to write your intentions or your wishes for the month. So it's, I actually am really proud of it. Mostly I'm very shy, but if it's helping people, then I'm really glad. And if you get the book and it brings you some joy, then that's like the whole point. So
perfect. Now this is my question. Is it one where I need to get it for January because it starts in January?
It starts in January, but a lot of my friends who've gotten it, they just open up to a page and like see whatever message is there for them that day. So you can use it like that or ask a question and see what comes. Yeah.
Since it's angel messages, I see, and they were channeled. Now, how often do you, or is there a set time? Do you take time to talk to your angels, or did you for the book?
I do that every morning, Monday through Friday. And it is like this, Tom, I will tell you, because you're a working mom. I know you have, I don't know how old you have a son. He's older. How old is he?
They're 17 and 20, but age doesn't, and I got a dog and a turtle.
Yeah. So you know what life is like. So I'm like up and I'm like, I'm making coffee. I'm getting ready for work and I'm getting my dog and I'm like, oh, gotta tune in for the angel message. And so I sit down and I try to do it before anyone else is up and before I actually really get going. And it's so good for me and it's so good for other people because I posted a message a couple weeks ago that, they come through me and I just follow what I hear and it's word by word. It's sentence by sentence. And then I post it and I never know who it's for. Like, I just think the angels, God, they're like communicating through the planet. But I got a voice message from that message that day from a woman in Ireland who said, I was having the worst day. I was crying in the shop that I own and I opened your message and like, it brought me so much peace. It's exactly what I needed to hear. And it was exactly about my day. Anyway, you just never know. That's why I keep doing it.
For me.
Yeah.
Same thing for me. Cause there's so much going on in my life right now that that I have to stay in alignment. I have to apply what I know to stay there, because it feels good here. And
it does.
So when I was skimming through your page, I was like, yeah, I think I told you, I think I commented.
That's how I felt when I was like editing my own book. I was like, wow, feeling so good now. Like I was kind of stressed and then I was like editing and but I really don't take credit. The only credit I can take is that I cleared my mind enough to receive them. So like, it's really not my own stuff. I put my name on it because I like channeled or received them, but yeah. Thank you, Tangie. That's so sweet. I'm glad it was uplifting and that's why I do it. Literally, I'm pretty shy. I'm kind of an embarrassed. Part of me is still skeptical. I'm like, can't believe I'm putting these out there. But when every time people tell me it helps them, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. This is not about me. Yes. My promise was that I want to live by the light. I'll do whatever it takes help me bring light to other people. And God was like, okay, you ready for this? I was
Okay.
like, I guess not. No, sorry.
Okay. Okay. I love it. And
Yeah.
so now what do you think happens next? Or do you not
Um,
know? Are we going day by day? That's what I'm doing, day by day.
yeah, day by day. Honestly, I think collectively and individually, we're really being called to be aware of our energy. I'm working on that personally because I think, so much of our world has been mental, and my world was like that too. And then you find out what's your energetic state. And I'm finding manifestation is happening so fast. I think something, and I see it in my life really quickly. I think we're just, and it's like, whatever the energy is that you have internally is what you're going to see around you. I'm not saying
Cool.
collectively in the whole world. There's real stuff happening, but like if I'm in a bad mood, I see bad things. If I'm in a happy, joyful mood, like my spiritual experience showed me, everyone's beautiful. So I'm trying to really be mindful of where I am internally before I go out into the world.
Mm.
So, but what's next for me in general? I mean, raising my daughter, working, I'm like trying to do, I used to only do readings or sessions on Fridays, but now I'm doing Mondays and Fridays, and I'm doing 2.5 days during the week at the school. So just keeping very good balance. And um, I love honing my sessions too. I like seeing like how much more clear I can get for my tuning in, and that's been really fun.
And
So
so if one of my people wanted to have a session with you, what would they do?
they would come to me. They would look at my website and book through my
Oh, wait, what's
Calendly.
your website?
It's RebeccaKastle.com. It's just my first and last name.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Rebecca Kastl.com, and then there you can link to my Calendly. If I've been raising my prices because I've been getting so busy. Oh, thank you. That was
You're
fast.
welcome.
But if you need a reduced rate, please contact me because I'm very flexible. But I'm a working single mom, so
I would love to get a reading. I would love
yeah.
to hear what the angels say.
Even though I know you're so tuned in, but I would they would just probably tell you you're doing amazing. You're a human angel. But we'll see. I would love to give one to you. Let's talk after.
Yes,
That'd be great.
yes,
But yeah,
yes.
it's a real gift, and a lot of it is healing. Like a lot of times, people just need someone to look at them, like you've been doing, and love them, and listen, and hold space, and like I bring through those God frequencies that we all have access to. But it's like life is crazy, and we forget. And so I just hold that space, and I give the messages and whatever healing they need, and it comes through me. I don't take any credit for it. It's really not me. Like I like to dress up and hang out with my friends, but when I'm doing a session, like
Right.
it's just coming through me. So
I understand that too. That was mine is different, but growing up, I would make A's and National Honor Society, magna cum
mhm.
laude, all that stuff, but I
Wow,
never
yeah.
felt smart.
Wow,
I never
really?
felt like it was me. I felt
Oh,
like it was something doing it through me to the
wow.
point where I was afraid when I started speaking to speak because I was like, is this voice gonna show up?
Wow, Tangie,
Or
you're
am I gonna be there?
incredible.
Because I don't want to be there because I don't know what to say. But I find that wherever I'm supposed to be and I'm talking, it does show up. But I can tell when it's time for me to shut up. I can tell when it's back to Tangie and I just kind of fade out.
Yeah, that's cool. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow, that's cool.
yeah. So it took me a while to develop that confidence. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. Now I
So
know they got my back.
they do have our backs, even through the hard stuff, and it's so hard to remember that. I like your dance. It's like they do, like even with what we went through with your daughter, like other stuff we've all gone through. It's like they really do have our backs, and it's just sometimes just have to let go of our thoughts that they don't, and just feel that love and let it carry us. It's
And
hard to
just
do though.
one thing that I learned as a little girl that stays with me and it's been proven in my life, all things do work together for good.
Mm, that's
I
true.
can I can help people. I can help y'all find the good in your life if you need some help because I'm really good at seeing it, but all of it we benefit some kind of way. If we look for the good, we'll find it. And I think that's the hard part. If you had some advice that you wanted to share to the world, one
Okay.
minute,
1 minute. All right.
Or 1.5. I'll give you 2
You're
minutes.
so beautiful and cute. Okay,
Okay.
I'll say whatever. Yeah, so I would say, just from my own experience, having gone through all of the things, love loves you. Whatever you want to say, God, creator loves you. Like, you're totally seen and loved in a way that's really hard to imagine. I felt it. It's very real. You can always call out for help. Your angels, God will help you. Guides, they're like right there with you, holding your hand. You can relax into it. It's not a mental state, it's a heart state. Um, and I will just echo what you just said, which was that all things work together for good. And that's true. Like, I've been through some pretty dark moments, not realizing, or some painful moments, not realizing there was something that was going to be so good to come out of them. And I couldn't have seen it. And to keep just walking forward. If you're in a dark spot or a hard spot, having a difficult time, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, call out to the creator, God, just like relax into that love, and it's going to carry you to the next moment. And I'm going to have to probably listen to my own advice next week, because I'm going to forget but I totally believe it. It's just hard to remember it when you're going through something hard. But I hope that will help you remember, because it's so true.
Relax into that moment. Yes. Do y'all hear
Yeah.
that? And I would say, I don't know if this is just me but I'm gonna say, I would say find a way to quiet your mind.
So important.
My mother used to like cleaning chitlins. Do you know what chitlins are?
Wait, that's like a Southern thing too, I know.
I've
Is it
never,
pig feet? No.
it's I think it's what is it, y'all?
It's some kind of food
It's
animal,
their
part of an animal.
intestines, I think.
Oh yeah, chitlins. Yeah.
My mother used to love cleaning chitlins. It was relaxing to her.
Okay. That was her mindfulness. That's so
My
cute.
my aunt dear used to like to wash dishes. That would relax her.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like to ride down the road with the top back and the windows down and
Nice.
go. What do you like to do? What's a way, if you can't sit and meditate, a way that you calm your mind?
I do try to meditate, and breathe. I do a lot of visualizing,
Breathing.
but breathing is important. Sometimes just exercising.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, I think I have to meditate, and I thought, honestly, I'm glad you're mentioning this, because I think even though I'll tune in for my messages and I'll like kind of meditate at night, I actually need to be more mindful of my thoughts during my daily life. It's always like they will still run away with me about different things I worry about, and I need to know
Yes.
those are kind of fake. We make them up. So
We make them up, and that takes us back to something else you said. Like right now, I think we need to be aware of what's happening in the world. We can allow ourselves to see it, but kind of see it, and let's put something else out there, because I believe that we have creating power.
yeah,
And if we worry every time we see something, we're just creating more to worry about. My mother would say, what you focus on focusing on you. Like if
ooh,
you
I
look
love
at your
that.
house, you'll see for sale signs all over the
It's
place.
so true. It's so
Looking
true.
for a car, what you gonna see? The car. You want a Honda Civic. Everywhere you look, there's nothing.
It's so true.
So, and you said earlier, Rebecca, the inside, the heart. So we work on keeping our heart in alignment with God, right? Can we do
Yep.
that? Thinking as happy and as joyous and as faith-filled and as loving as you can make your mind. Like, try to focus on the good. You can look at this bottle and say, "Ooh, Tangie's drinking water," or you can look and say, "Ah, she drinking that water." Be happy that I'm drinking water. Thank you, Rebecca.
This is so great. You're an amazing woman. I'm so excited to meet you in person in Tulum in March.
Yes, look at here, y'all.
Yay. We only have a few people are already signing up. We have like 7 out of 20 people. So we're hoping y'all will. Oh, and you put our pictures on. Yay. Come join us. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be with Tangie, me, and some other near-death experiencers and beautiful teachers and healers. It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be amazing. And where we are, that place is.
Oh my gosh. It's like this beautiful, beautiful space.
Yeah.
It's going to be so full of light. I can already feel it. We're just going to be doing like what we just did tonight, but with a bunch more people.
A bunch more people. March the 22nd through the 27th. For more information, where can they go? The Wheel, right? The
I think it's
Wheel.com.
wearethewheel.com. We are the
We
wheel.
are the Wheel.com.
Yeah.
Please check it out, y'all. Jared said exactly. Jared, I love you. You're awesome. Please check it out. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for
This
tuning
is
in.
amazing.
Remember, whatever it is that you're going through, it's all love. God got us. He
So
got us.
true.
Our angels got us. You're divinely guided and protected. All you got to do is listen and trust that still small voice. And if you're not familiar with that voice, start practicing with little things like, should I go left or right?
Mm.
Or should I use a spoon or a fork, right? How would you
Yeah.
suggest that they practice
Those
listening?
are like little kind of psychic games. My daughter and I play the elevator game, like which elevator is going to come first. You kind of, it's like a muscle you have to grow. But I would
Yes,
say just getting quiet. I love to journal for that. So you get quiet, relaxed, and call in God or your angels, and then just start to write word by word what you hear. And you might think you're making it up. I thought I was making it up. Then I do sessions for people and I tell them stuff I could never know. So I know I'm not making it up. But yeah, just practice. There's plenty
practice.
of resources out there. I am teaching a class on it this Saturday. So if you want to
What time
come,
this Saturday?
it's 10 a.m. Mountain, so 9 a.m. Pacific. And you can sign up on my website. It's Angel Communication. And I'm just going to teach an hour and a half class on all my techniques. And I
Perfect.
do, yeah, it's this one's a paid one, but I'm offering like regular free ones. So just
Perfect.
stay
So
tuned.
so
Yeah.
go to the website. Go to the
Yeah,
website.
website. You'll see the class there. Yay.
Yes. And since we still have Friday, what I want you to do is sit on your front porch and try to guess what car is going to come by.
Ooh, love it. Love that. Just get into that mode. That's awesome.
Get into it. Okay, y'all, you know that I love my opening because it's all
It's so
love.
beautiful. Yeah.
I'm going to play it as we check out. Thank you, Rebecca. You're
Thank you.
awesome.
Oh, you're
Thank you
awesome.
so much
It's
for
an
sharing.
honor. Thank you. Hug you. Thank you, Tangie. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll
Thank
see you
you
guys
so much,
later.
everybody. He said he loves hearing us chat.
Oh,
Here we go,
yay.
y'all. Thank you, Jared. Here we go. You ready? Bam, 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 bam.
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping too, but think about something different. Why you making just relax with it? Ain't no accidents. It's just all for the love.
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome.
That was so fun. Okay. Is it done? Is it
Bye.
bye? Are we still recording?